7 Tips for Active Listening. Hey there. Welcome to the channel, where we dive into all things communication and personal growth. Today, we're talking about something super important but often overlooked: active listening. Whether you're in a casual conversation, a business meeting, or even dealing with tough emotional discussions, mastering this skill will elevate how you connect with others. So, let's jump right in with 7 key tips to become a better active listener. Tip number 1: face the speaker and make eye contact. This is the foundation of active listening. When you're looking at the person speaking, it shows you're engaged and interested. It's more than just polite. It's about creating a connection. Avoid distractions, like checking your phone or glancing around the room. Even if you're on a virtual call, look at the camera instead of your screen to simulate eye contact. It sends a powerful message: I'm present and I'm here for this conversation. Tip number 2: listen without judging or jumping to conclusions. Too often, we listen with a filter, our own biases or preconceived ideas. If you're already forming opinions before the other person finishes speaking, you're not really listening. Instead, try to be open. Let the speaker share their thoughts, ideas, or feelings without immediately categorizing them as right or wrong. By withholding judgment, you create a safe space for honest communication. And trust me, people notice when you're genuinely open. Tip number 3: don't start planning what to say next. This one's tricky, but we all do it. Instead of fully listening, we start crafting our response in our heads. We think, oh, I know exactly what to say. Or wait, I have a story like that. And before we know it, we've missed half the conversation. Resist the urge to mentally prepare your comeback. Focus entirely on the person in front of you. When it's your turn to speak, trust yourself. You'll have a better, more thoughtful response if you've been truly paying attention. Tip number 4: paraphrase and summarize. Now, this is a great way to show that you're really tuned in. After the speaker shares something, try paraphrasing it back to them. For example, you might say, "So, what I'm hearing is," or "It sounds like you're saying." This technique not only ensures you've understood the message, but it also makes the speaker feel heard and valued. It's like a mirror for their words, reflecting back what you've gathered to make sure you're both on the same page. Tip number 5: ask open-ended questions. Instead of asking yes or no questions, try asking ones that invite more detail. Open-ended questions like, "Can you tell me more about that?" Or, "How did you feel in that situation?" Encourage the other person to share deeper insights. This shows that you're genuinely interested in their experience, and it keeps the conversation flowing. Plus, you get a lot more meaningful information this way. Tip number 6: express empathy. Active listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding the emotions behind them. When someone is talking about something personal or difficult, show empathy. You can say things like, "That sounds really tough," or "I can see how that would be frustrating." Empathy shows the speaker that you're not just listening, but you care about how they feel. And that can go a long way in building trust and rapport. Tip number 7: recognize when you're judging and stop yourself. Last but not least, be aware of your own thoughts during a conversation. Sometimes, even when we're trying our best, we might catch ourselves judging the other person. Maybe it's their opinion, or maybe it's something small like their tone of voice. If you notice these thoughts creeping in, consciously shift your focus back to understanding the message instead of reacting to it. Remember, the goal is to understand, not to evaluate. And there you have it, 7 practical tips to improve your active listening skills. Remember, being a great listener takes practice. But the more you focus on these techniques, the better your conversations will become. You'll find that people open up more, trust you more, and you'll be able to communicate more effectively in all areas of life. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more communication tips, and leave a comment below with your thoughts.